Namaste dear parents. For more videos of our children, please do subscribe our YouTube channel Oakwood the Rajahmundry School. Don't forget to click bell icon for more updates.
Now, I take privilege to call upon the Green and Blue House members onto the dais. From Green House, K. Karthik from 8A3, R. Mithun from 8A3, Sri Sai Akhil from 10A3, and Sita Mahalakshmi from 8A3 is going to compete. From Blue Team, Rana Pratap House, B. Sai from 10A3, Tanmay from 10A2, Gagan Malik from 10A3, and Yunusri from 9A3 is going to compete. All the best, dear students. Science can make a society or mar a society. All the best.
So who is for positive and who is for negative? You are for positive and you are for negative.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Sir, time.
Start the time. Positive.
Science has brought about many developments in society, such as new life-saving treatments, vaccines, and medicines that have helped save the lives of millions of people.
No need, ma'am. That's only. Leave it now.
Yes, I agree with your point that science has helped us progress over the many years. But with the progress also came many detrimental effects like global warming, ozone layer depletion, and such as. So, with the quote-unquote progress, we are everyday destroying our very earth. With this progress continuation, in a few generations, we might not even have an earth to continue the progression. So, do you really think the progress should continue?
See, there are so many advantages and disadvantages of science. As you said, it started global warming, but we are still in starting stage. So still there is time, and science has the capability to reduce the global warming by other methods.
So you're willing to sacrifice the future generations just so that we can live a luxurious life, even though it's a responsibility. We should never be considering this as something of future generations' responsibility. It is our responsibility in order to make sure that our future generations are thriving and have a planet to call their home. So if you're going to be telling if you're going to be telling that it's still at the starting stage, then you're telling that we should not be taking care of it. So you're telling that we will be continue to destroy the earth because it's just a future responsibility.
Yeah, I'm saying it's in starting stage, that it means that we have still time to recreate our environment. See, because of pollution and emission of CO2, there is chance of global warming. It's right. But with the help of science, we can create a renewable resource and use this like eco-friendly fuels. So, which can also stop the global warming, as you said.
You say we can stop global warming, but this issue has been continuing since the 1970s. And how are you sure that more scientific development wouldn't lead to worse results?
See, science, as you said, it's true. Maybe, I don't know. Science, from 1990s, scientists realized that there is a chance of global warming. From then onwards, we have people reject to follow it. So, in order, see, it depends upon the people who use the science. If you use in a good way, it can cause eco-friendly ways. But if you use in a bad way, not bad, but in a wrong way, it can cause a global warming, as you said.
Okay, state some precautions.
Using eco-friendly fuels like biogas and renewable resources like wind. See, in our world, there are so much potential for eco-friendly uses. Like we have wind, solar, and geothermal hydroelectricity. So with these, you can prevent by pollution also. See, now we are using electric cars. So these electric cars are run by electricity. So mostly the electricity which is generated by us is thermal electricity, produces a heat. But if we refine the air we release, it can cause a prevention of global warming.
Could you tell how we can refine the air we breathe?
Yeah, generally, most people say it's planted by trees only. See, precautions can be taken in the stage of factories, right? Factories are using CO2 emission. See, so if the factories are we have so much science that we can refine the air. See, we have potential to refine the air every time. So, see, they are continuing to refine the air every time. From past and future, if you see, because of the development of our science, there is a reduction of CO2 emission mostly from countries all over the world. So, if we refine air from the initial stage of the where the smoke is generating, you can refine it, and you can save the cut the cost of CO2 emission.
Now your turn to speak positive and your turn to speak negative.
Negative. Speech over now. Okay.
So you are positive. Let's start. Let's hear from you.
You're positive, you're negative now. Come on. Now, begin. Blue house, begin.
Okay, so now we are looking at the positive side. Okay, so first of all, I think science has played a major role. Not only just a major, but everything that we are using today is made and with the help of science. So I feel like when we are going to be thinking of a science is going to mar a society, I don't think that it's going to. Because the everyday thing, if we are using it for a good way, then we can manage this and also we can put kind of regulations or any kind of things in order to make sure that there isn't any kind of bad things or bad experimenting happening in the terms of science.
Could you please once repeat the ending sentence what you have said?
I said that we can put various rules and regulations in order to prevent bad experimenting which happens mostly in science, but we can put these regulations so that we can make sure that we're using science for a purpose where a society can thrive.
Still we are in beginning stage of developing the technologies. So before we invent, it may lead to the timeout.
All won't follow those rules and regulations. What you say?
If there is strict enough implications of the rules and regulations like the traffic rules and such, then everyone will follow them eventually. It's a slow but sure process.
Nowadays, that science has led to the creation of many nuclear bombs, atom bombs, and weapons that have killed and led to the deaths of many people.
However, the creation, those nuclear bombs and atomic bombs was an accident. The first purpose was trying to split an atom that got weaponized, and then henceforth the nuclear bombs and atomic bombs were created.
So plus or minus. You get a plus or minus. Nuclear bomb is good, or atom bomb is good, or it is good?
It is the country's fault that it has been exploited. It is not science's fault itself.
Science is in your hand, it depends upon your usage. If you use it good way, it can cause a good cause. But people used it a wrong way by some countries in order to win their wars. See, for winning their wars, they created so many atomic bombs and nuclear bombs. Example, Hiroshima and Nagasaki incident of Japan in 1945, which devastatedly wiped out all of the cities and nearby locations because of radiation. So, science can destroy our society easily within a fraction if it is in the hands of bad person.
How would you suggest that we should keep it out of people with bad intentions? Keep it out of hands of people with bad intentions.
Okay, so we are talking about nuclear energy. Isn't it like something about how Oppenheimer tried to split an atom? Isn't it? It was the first initial topic. So I'll actually speak a few points about it. So when we're talking about nuclear energy and science about how it's going to be used for bad purposes, I feel like it might be countries, but not like science should not be taking the responsibility for it. Science has done miracles to this earth. That is why sometimes we are standing here today enjoying all the luxuries that we have.
Luxury also has an eternal. See, now this is a winter season, but we are experiencing an summer season like experience. See, this is because of global warming. Now, global warming is caused by the emissions of our factories and so on so cars. These cars and emissions are also led by the science.
Okay, so you're telling that there are carbon, like CO2 emissions in the air because of the toxic gases which have been like being born out like that, so they are getting mixed in the environment. Isn't that your point? Okay, so now let us see. Now I'll not be saying that the science plays a role in this or has any kind of responsibility towards it. Now, the scientists have invented these machines and everything that we have been using in order to make sure that we are going to be living in a peaceful and harmonious society. And now you're saying that because of the CO2 emissions and everything, the air we breathe is getting polluted. But isn't that the fault of industries who are burning excessive gas? And not of the science. The science doesn't play any role in kind of this because the scientists themselves are inventing these in order to make sure that humans are going to survive. And now let me tell you this. Now, the industries like the Tata or like any kind of industries that are playing a role in order to manufacture things and are also emitting carbons, they are actually placed strict rules in order to make sure that they are not harming the planet. But if they are going to be the ones who are going to be going over it, I think it's not the fault of science, and science doesn't have any kind of responsibility in following rules and regulations of this, and it's the industries.
Okay, scientists are making this for our peaceful, but what about the future generation? They will suffer now.
Okay, so you just said now that, like, what about the future generations, right? I have told you this. We are supposed to make sure to put rules and regulations on these industries. And if industry doesn't follow them, it is going to be the industry's fault or anyone who is working in the industry and knows that they are clearly overriding the rules. Okay? So it's not going to be the science's fault because of this. Science is all about experimenting and knowing things and making sure that the humans or anyone getting benefited from this.
Problems are started because of those experiments, Sonia.
Yeah, science is helping them to do all of this. Science is the one who created so many solutions for so many things which we can't understand. And before you said about the pollution which was created, the one who created, the science is the one who created, and the science is the one who solved the problem. So many, like for example, we can take the company APL, so which was producing carbon out of it, which is a problem of making pollutions. And in that factories, purifiers were set up, which is preventing from release of pollution.
But this pollution was also made by science only, no?
Wait, and you just talked about one factory now. What about all the other factories? They're still causing.
We don't mention a fact.
One person may follow, but all persons will not follow.
Let's have a clarity here. Yes, your speaker spoke well, but you're not competing here for single place. You get your point, you're not solo here, you're representing your group. You have prepared very well, there is no challenge in that. But when it comes to the opposite part, there is no supporting point any. But they have supported their points perfectly. So the value of the mark is more for unprepared than prepared. This is why you lost. But now, we decided to finish fast enough, but fortunately, greenhouse and red house are at tie. So we don't have a finalist yet. So is red ready to face green on an unknown topic? Where is the red house? Red house, please stand up. Red House 4 members, come forward please.
How good it is for us and how it is a nightmare for us. Come on, because you have the positive side, the red group is going to begin. You may begin now.
Mathematics increases critical thinking and it will boost our brain. Okay. Everyone does not have ability to do maths. That's why they should practice, which improves their critical thinking and creativity skills. But still, some people may not be able to they may not have that ability. If some people understand maths very well and are good at it, but others may not be. As we know, practice makes man perfect. If we practice more in maths, it will help. It is helpful in our day-to-day life in various places, in supermarkets, in shopping malls, etc. It also increases our critical thinking, so that it is very crucial in our life. To practice maths first, they have to understand the maths sums now. And some people may have difficulty understanding that. And you said in supermarkets and all that, nowadays we have calculators, mobile phones, which most people will be using. Brother, but we should know how to use mathematics because it also plays a crucial role in everyday life.
So, now this is, children, the green group, you are going to speak on that you need holidays in schools. We also need it. And red group, you are going to speak that you don't need holidays in schools and you are going to study and work 24/7.
We are not machines to work continuously without a holiday or a break. At home when the teachers and at school, we get a lot of stress now when the teachers give us homeworks and we'll have a lot of stress. So when there are holidays, we can relax, reduce our stress, and we are not robots now. Even if some people can do, more people may have trouble and they need to relax and reduce the stress that's being put on them. If more holidays occurs, then the syllabus will be lagged, and at the period of final exams, the syllabus will be more, so that they will get stressed and they will get more burden than anything else.
Not asking holidays for more holidays. We need holidays which are required, but not monthly work. If we have 7 days or 6 days, we need at least 5 days working days and remaining 2 days for holidays. In which during these days we can improve our extracurricular activities and our relaxation and our skills.
When we can interact with our parents in holidays. But because of holidays, most of the children are getting attracted to phones, TVs, etc. And they are lazing around instead of doing any work, and they are getting attracted to phones.
Holidays are only for weekly, once or twice. It doesn't mean that they are going to be spoiled for 2 days.
Like to do that. And also during the Sundays and all that, in the Saturdays the teachers will give more homework as they feel they will have more free. As they feel we have more free time to do our work, so they'll give more homeworks now. If holidays are there, they will go homework. You only said no, brother. If the homework is there, you will get stressed and burdened. So
For that burden only they are giving holidays.
Now change your positive or negative. So you start positive.
Okay then. In holidays we can learn more skills, we can also improve our handwriting skills, we can also practice our syllabus, we can do physical activities so that our physical fitness will be fit, and we can learn skills which can be useful to build our career. We are telling about handwriting now. Daily we are writing in our class our notes now. With that itself we can practice our handwriting, and for some students they are giving handwriting classes also now for teaching. You are saying that handwriting we can also practice in schools, but there are many activities which we are not participating in schools, like cricket and many other sports and dances, cultural activities, which are students' hobbies we are not having in school. We can enjoy those in holidays.
And
when we are writing notes in school, the teachers are writing on board and we are writing fastly. Then we don't have time to develop our handwriting. That's why in holidays it helps us to develop our handwriting and other extracurricular activities and releases stress.
Writing fast also is a best practice, you know. By writing fast you can improve, you will know that you are slow. Then you will improve your writing by coping up the speed of the teacher. See, without few practice in your own separately and slowly, what's the use in exam times? So they won't give an extra time for you writing exam paper. See, he's continuing.
And our school is providing us games period and next month so many games. It's also other activities which entertain us. So next month he said now so many games are there. That many games are not enough for you. Do you want more and more games?
So your topic is your last chance. Please.
The person who has bad handwriting and writes very fast, but what is the way to improve his handwriting? And we'll continue.
We can meet our parents we can meet our grandparents in our holidays, and we can know the culture, what we are celebrating, culture of the country. Also we can improve our handwriting, we can learn skills, and also we can strengthen our bonds with our parents, and we can also do many things in holidays. It will also relax our brains, and it will boost. If we are reading in holidays, it will be stress. So that if we relax in holidays, it will relax and boost it, and it will boost our brain, so that if we go to school, we can perform more efficiently. By preparing the schedule, we can manage all these.
Has scored 80 and the red group has scored 83.5. So who gets into the final? Who gets into the final? The red group. Now there is going to be a tug of war between yellow group and the red group.
Now, I invite the teams which are qualified in the semi-finals and getting into the final round. Here competes yellow and red houses. All the best, children. The final exams are very stressful for students. So when the final exams are abolished, the student will feel a lot more relaxed and have time for many other activities. They will give so much syllabus for final exams.
To defend the first statement you have made, yes, final exams are very stressful, but the whole year we have been preparing for them. So we need to at last assess the knowledge and capabilities of us. That's the reason final exams still exist.
There are many tests conducted weekly. By those tests you can say that you are reading or not. There is no use of conducting final exam mostly.
And PD1 are also being conducted. What you have studied the whole year, which will be proved by the final exams. So I feel that final exams are very necessary. But they are keeping tests, daily, weekly tests.
Yes, they are.
But they are keeping daily, weekly tests now. And the final exams continue these tests, and based on these tests also they can assess us now.
However, the test environments of this is very different. In daily tests, there's more leniency for the strictness of these tests. Therefore, final exams are better.
Wait, can you explain how there's more leniency?
For example, actually, when we are conducting daily tests or like PT1 exams, the students will have more lenience, and since the syllabus is also less, it will not be showing the true potential of a student as well.
Yeah, the syllabus is less means that he can perform well.
But actually, when it comes to final exams, there is actually the whole syllabus including in it. So when you're including the whole syllabus, it helps in it helps the teachers know how much good you have to be concentrating the whole year. Now, a student might be just be good at some chapters and not be good at some chapters. And when it's a final exams, then we have to concentrate on the whole syllabus. So it will make sure that the whole syllabus is covered and the student has learned. So the teacher will know that the whole syllabus written by the student, he has, if he whether studied hard for this the whole year or just started studying for it in the front of the night or something.
We can cover whole syllabus in weekly tests also. On every syllabus, the tests are being.
The weekly tests are in fact easier as you have earlier told, but it is not about being easy. It's about testing our true potential and our fullest potential. And our fullest potential is tested only when the difficulty increases.
Stop. Stop it.
Stop.
Change.
Change over. Change.
That a final exam causes more stress. According to their study, a student goes through more than from the usual to 33% more stress during the final exams week because of their performance. So I think that final exams should be abolished because it creates a more of mental